Hey, cat. But this box, which this cat really loves, he loves it just as much as I do, because this box represents a lifeline to our financial future. And I have a feeling it could be the same thing for you too. Let's unbox the One Funnel Away challenge together. Alrighty, so from what I see here, there's a seal here that needs to be cut. That's that open. Put her on the side. Whack her open. Ooh! Looky here. There's an affiliate offer. Looks like you can make money here. So we can have a look at that later. But it's a cool quote there, and there's lots and lots of this really fun red stuff. This, I don't know, what is this stuff? Confetti? I don't know. It's like really cool. Alright, so just get all of that out of there. Just whack it all on the table. Feels like I just, opening a Christmas present here. Well, it actually feels like one, because I mean, like, to me, this is my lifeline. I mean, like, I gotta make something work, and I think this could be it for me. Oh my god, look at this. The book, and it's like Christmas wrapped as well. I love it. As you can see, there is a One Funnel Away logo here with the little spy man coming down on the computing thing there. So I think that's really cool. Now let's open this baby up. It's going to, I don't want to break the logo. I really like it. So I'm like, let's break her out. There we go. Yeah. Alrighty. So, check it out. There's $100 with Ross Brunson on it. Wow, I want to own a real one of these. Another affiliate offer. Bloody love it. You make money with these guys. You suddenly lose everything. Wow. But yeah, the story behind this is that what Russell Brunson did is he contacted everyone in the 2 Comma Club, and he asked them for their opinions on how to build the most successful funnel they could if they lost everything they had to make back their millions. And that's the pretense, the prefix, the prelude to this challenge. And I think it's a pretty damn awesome one. So there's that book. Next, we're going to have a look at this One Funnel Away box. I don't know what's in it. I think it's an MP3 maybe. Oh, it is. Check it out. Cute little gizmo here. Oh, it's even specially branded with the whole One Funnel Away challenge thing on it. It's really, really cool. I wonder if there's a play button. Does it work? Maybe it needs batteries. Oh, and it's a USB drive as well. Now, how quaint is that? Piece of technology. Really, really nice. For all the audio needs. Next, we have a 2 Comma Club coaching booklet here, which I'm not sure what's about. Let's open him up. Ooh, after you join ClickFunnels, our goals with you are simple. Oh my god, they want us to become millionaires! Yeah! Totally gonna do that. But the goal with ClickFunnels is to ascend the value ladder. That's pretty cool. So basically, you ascend the value ladder, you sell higher ticket items, and you become a millionaire. Yeah, I know, it's that simple, right? No, not really, a lot more complicated than that, but I mean, like, this is step 1. So, I mean, like, this is basically a bit like your coaching guide. So, I mean, like, that teaches you how to make the money. So, I'll put that together. And there's this book here, which, oh my god, it's like 550 pages long. I mean, like, 530, 540, something ridiculously large. That is beautiful. That contains a wealth of information in itself. I mean, like, definitely worth $100 there. Next, we have our workbook. Now, this is where we turn theory into reality with practical, step-by-step doodles and action steps and notes and calendar stuff, and these are all our missions that we have to do in a part of the challenge. I mean, like, so this basically is your workbook. I love it. Action, action, action. It's about implementation. That's the secret to wealth generation. And that's it. Nice styrofoam. And that's the end of the box. Boom! I hope you enjoyed the unboxing. I'm going to introduce myself in a moment, but I got a few questions to ask you. Do you want to make a lot of money with low startup capital on a shoestring budget with virtually no technical skills? I'm going to share you the secret behind that in a moment. But let me tell you my story and how I came to that realization. See, a year and a bit ago, I graduated high school. You see, I dabbled in a few things like crypto. I was a bit successful at it, but I knew that it wasn't a career path. I knew I had to find a way. So at that time, it was a crossroads, right? I had the choice of going to university or getting a job straight away. Now, lucky enough, while I might not have done too well in maths in my first few years of school, I could do numbers. And I realised it would cost me 4 years of my life and about 100k if I was to do the university degree I wanted. And as a graduate, I'd earn about $27 per hour if I was lucky enough to get a job. And I realised that university does not guarantee your employment. And from further research, I realised that the Community of Economic Development of Australia said specifically that there was going to be 40% of jobs going to be made redundant within the next 10 to 15 years due to a number of various factors such as artificial intelligence, robotics and automation. Now, I had a question to you. Is that a smart idea to gamble $100,000 you don't even have on the possibility of getting an income you don't know will even be there in the future? Is that a smart idea? To me, it seemed like lunacy, so I knew I had to go with what's certain. And a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, so I got a job. I worked in the fish and chips shop for about a month, and I was paid a massive, princely sum of $10 an hour. I realised this was not the way, but it was a thing to get some money together for some of my dreams and visions I wanted to make a reality. So when we moved interstate, first thing I wanted to do is exactly the opposite of my dream, which was to gain further education. Despite dissing it, I thought, you know what, maybe there is something to it. So I looked at the cheaper ones like TAFE, and I found a certificate for and property services would allow me to become a real estate agent, and I realised some real estate agents earn a lot of money selling real estate, so I thought that might be a potential career path, right? There's no income cap, and that's what I loved about that idea. But here's the thing. After graduating, I managed to gain employment in one of the top performing agents of Adelaide, which was freaking awesome. But here's the thing. I only got paid $11 per hour. So I spent $5,000 to gain education and get paid $1 more per hour. Is that a smart idea? Unfortunately, you can't really see in looking forwards where you should have gone, but you can always see looking backwards. So I knew at this point, 2 weeks later I got fired because I had a lack of experience, right? So I spent all this money and it ripped my guts to bits, but I thought, you know what, screw it. I'm going to make myself a success story in the face of everything tearing me apart. I am going to make something great happen. And here's the thing. Being a 18-year-old, I knew that I have the whole life ahead of me. I can screw up lots. And I thought, you know what? I am going to become an entrepreneur. Next, I looked into Amazon. And I spent about $1,000 in education, courses and coaching. And here's what I got for my money. I realised it was a race. It's a race to the bottom. Whoever cheapest wins, and there is no strategic benefit to being the second cheapest on the marketplace. And I realised, I'm going to win this game. I'm going to go broke trying to win this game. So I knew I couldn't do that. So next thing I looked into was a video gaming business. So here's the thing behind it. You hear what people say, right? Do what you love doing and the money will come. I decided to take that advice to heart. So what I did what I loved doing. I loved playing video games, at least back then. Until I realised it wasn't quite me. You see, I spent about $1,000 in equipment and such, but after even achieving some success, I realised this ain't something I want to be known for. I don't want to be known as a video gamer all my life. I mean, like, when I'm dead, in the ground, and what's written on my tombstone is immortalised, I asked myself this question. Do I want it to read, John Rick the Win, played video games? I mean, like, that just seemed like it had no real significance or meaning. So, I knew that wasn't the answer. So, what is the solution? A job ain't the solution. I don't want to be just over broke. Uni ain't the solution. Now that's even worse than a job. That uni is a definition of going beyond broke. Now, an online business selling products, well, from what I've seen, it's a race to the bottom. Whoever can be the cheapest wins, and it just sucks because you lose money. So, the next thing is an online business, but the other kind, selling, stuff and sponsorships and all that. And I realized I wasn't really helping anyone. It wasn't soul fueling. It wasn't spiritually fulfilling. So that wasn't the answer. And a traditional bricks and mortar business, well, I mean, like, seriously, it costs a lot of money, and you're going to get venture capitalists involved. And I mean, like, you can shoot yourself with all the bureaucracy and red tape that comes along with it. So I realized when I met my first mentor, I had to flip the table. Let me introduce the One Funnel Away Challenge. You see, I discovered the secret to running a successful business. And it's very simple. Without sales, you have no business. No sales equals no business. It sounds ridiculously simple, right? But for me, this was a very new age concept. I mean, like, what? You mean I can't start with a product and then try and sell it? You mean I don't have to do all the research and development to bring a new idea to market? I can just sell something to begin with? This is what Russell Brunson teaches, by the way. He teaches that the right way to do business is to sell first and then fulfill. I did it the wrong way around. Bear with you what that means in a few moments here. But there's one fundamental rule of business. Whoever can spend the most to acquire a customer wins, right? It's a fundamental rule of marketing. So let me introduce to you Russell Brunson's story, because we can learn a lot from what he did. You see, a few years ago, he started a company called ClickFunnels. And at that time, all he had was $1,000 on credit. And he had two main competitors, Infusionsoft and Leadpages. Infusionsoft was worth under 28 million. Leadpages was worth about 38 million at the time. They had millions to spend on advertising. How the hell is he going to compete with that with $1,000? I mean, like, it's like the 300 Spartans versus all of the Persians, and they're all getting ready in the battle lines. I mean, like, that was the kind of scenario. So he knew he had to outsmart his opponent. So he did. He figured out a way through funnels. You see, in 3 years, he managed to turn his company from virtually nothing into a $360 million company. He made over $100 million in sales within 3 years and blew his competitors out of the market. That was really powerful. So let me share with you how he did it. You see, this is what Russell Brunson used to do. He used to spend $120 in ads to give away one free trial to acquire a customer, you see. That was a losing business model because he had to spend a lot of money to acquire his customers. So he thought outside the box. How can I acquire more customers for less money? In fact, he then decided to flip the table. He decided, okay, how do I get my leads to give me money to be leads? And that's the beauty about a funnel, you see. He'd spend $20. This is a new way of doing business, by the way. This is what he did. He'd spend $20 in ads, and then he drove traffic to his funnels. And you see, what his funnels did is it took his traffic through a systematic process of figuring out their needs specifically, right? So it weed out people who aren't interested and figure out and focus on people who would end up becoming high-paying customers, right? So it led them down a funnel, right, which is a series of sales pages. It takes his customers on a journey, per se. So he sold different things in his funnel, like a book, for example, and he ended up grossing about $40 for each $20 he spent on ads. So he had a net profit of $20 before he even shown ClickFunnels to his customers. Now, what is the power of that? When you have a scenario like this, where your leads are paying you to be customers, holy crap, you don't have an advertising budget. You don't have an advertising budget. So the secret with success with funnels, it's about how you sell, not what you sell. And I did not understand that last year. Now you have something that I wish I had, the knowledge. Now, if you like what you see here, and you want to completely change your life, for $100, look at all the things you can get from the One Funnel Away Challenge. You get 30 missions and videos from Russell Brunson himself. He's going to teach you step by step how to build a successful funnel. Now, I've got a question for you. Who would you rather learn from? A university lecturer who gets paid $80K a year to preach business when he's never ever even built one himself? Or from a guy who's been in the trenches and outsmarted his opponents and won? I want to learn from winners, not wannabes. Now, next, you get 30 days of coaching from Stephen Larson and Julie Stoian. Now, these two people, they have also been in the trenches. They have coached multiple 2-kilometer club people, basically people who have managed to make $1 million through one funnel, and they're great coaches. So you get that as well. And then, on top of that, you get unlimited access to the interviews with these people, these 2-kilometer club people. And you get the one funnel away kit, contents of the box. There's a lot of stuff you get for $100. But I want to tell you this. I want to ask you this. If all one funnel away did for you was get you your first success online, selling anything online, your first success, your first sale, would it be worth $100? Would it be worth $100 if it turned you into a multi-millionaire? I mean, like, this is the launch pad. This is a launch pad, you see. This is your launch pad to turn yourself into a successful entrepreneur on the internet. 9-0. What are you saying?
Night out. For the cost of
For the cost of a night out! For the cost of a night out, $100, you can completely change your life. You can change everything.
Okay, enough drama.
Cool. All right.